Lawrence, you were talking about the President of the United States.
Hello all, welcome. In this video, we're going to be speaking about the economy in America and how Biden's poll numbers is tanking. So let's watch this video and let's see what they have to say. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The number one issue, according to a brand new Bloomberg Morning Consult poll with swing voters, the number one issue is the economy. And everybody is feeling the pinch. You know, as it turns out, prices have gone down, but because of inflation, they haven't returned to where they were before the pandemic.
Yep.
And Bloomberg actually did the math, and you're not going to like this.
So if you went to the grocery store before the pandemic, let's say you filled up that cart right there, you go to the grocery store, everything's $100. If you do that today, the same groceries, and you take them to the register, look how much you're going to pay now. You're going to have basically an extra $20 in your pocket to pay for those same groceries. Everything's going up. Even if you get a pay raise at work, it's gobbled up by inflation. Inflation is so high. Housing affordability is the worst on record. Auto loan rates have soared because of inflation and because of the interest rates. Borrowing with a credit card has never been so expensive.
It's all across the board. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store last night, and I picked up a bottle of ketchup. You know how much a bottle of ketchup? A medium bottle of ketchup.
How much?
$6.
That's ridiculous.
Coffee has gone up $2
You better
a
save the
pound.
packs when you get food in
Yeah,
the green room.
but I will
Save the little ketchup pack.
I will say this for
Brian, just one more little detail. Hamburger, which is a staple. Hamburger is approaching $6 a pound. And here's the thing. And I know the White House is very concerned about the price of things. Joe Biden will not be reelected president if hamburger is $6 a pound. America cannot survive on $6 hamburger, period.
And here's why, Steve. Play it down the pike. It's not just that hamburger. It also hurts Hamburger Helper.
That's right.
Because you need Hamburger Helper. Who's going to buy Hamburger Helper if hamburger's too hard?
No,
Also, special
Brian,
thanks to
you need Hamburger Helper because that actually stretches the hamburger.
That's a good point. I would also like to bring up, too, thank goodness for the Heinz people, and yes, the Kerry family, for making ketchup squeezable.
Yeah, that's...
Because you no longer have to hit the bottom or the side, and that saves a lot, because a lot of times you slap it right out of your hand.
This is true.
Because you're determined to get the rest of ketchup out of the bottom. But I will say this.
Okay.
How is it that the President of the United States uses this opportunity to get mad at people for not understanding how good the economy is, and then blame MAGA Republicans and corporations, greedy corporations, for the price of things right now? Not the money that he's spending of ours to force inflation up and devaluing the dollar.
It's the president's energy policy, and if you go to the New York Times, I just love this article. Could President Biden's clean energy push be a victim of its own success?
Well, listen.
So they're doubling down on this. They're saying that the president, because he was so good at it, that the demand is up, because all these people are buying these EV cars, apparently. They're not.
Except for Ford, who doesn't want to make them anymore.
But he's a victim of his own success, Steve.
No, here's the thing. Peter Doocy was in the front row at the White House yesterday, and as it turns out, the reason hamburger is approaching $6 a pound, wait for it, watch.
So here's the thing. When we walked into this administration, the economy was on a tailspin. That is the fact. Because of the last administration, because of the Trump administration, because of how they dealt with COVID and the pandemic, because they didn't have a comprehensive plan.
But almost 3 years in office, inflation is up over 17% since President Biden came here. And you're saying that's still Trump's fault?
Inflation is moderating because of the actions that this president has taken.
Doesn't that mean that prices are going up slower? They're still high.
Campaign message.
Blame Trump.
We weren't able to make things better over the last 4 years, even though we promised that we were, and it's all because of Donald Trump.
And by the way, if you ask Larry Summers, that rescue package totally unnecessary, and it fueled inflation. Larry Summers, Treasury Secretary for Obama.
Natural gas up 29%, electricity up 25%, groceries up 25%, restaurant food up 24%, and if you want to buy a used car, it's up 35%.
The average price of a monthly car payment in America now is $736. This is for the average car. There's 20
because of interest rates.
Afford that.
Right, exactly. You can't.
Or you don't go buy a car because you got to finance it, and the interest rates are too high.
This is why it is the number one issue with voters, and Joe Biden has better do something about it.
Because you're hurting Hamburger Helper by hurting hamburger.
See, no,
that's what I get
Brian,
from this.
I think that's actually helping Hamburger Helper's sales.
What do you mean? Because hamburger's more expensive, you're looking to get other things around you?
You don't need as much meat because you've got the noodles.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Right. It's not just a hamburger.
Right. I mean, you could have a pizza flavor hamburger. Who thought? That's the
lasagna.
engineers.
The problem with problem with my lasagna is I have to use 2 packets of meat because I like it really meaty.
I do too, Ainsley.
Right?
You know?
Right.
Yeah. And more sauce.
More flavor to it.
We all know.
Right. When you were shopping with Sean, did you notice these prices so high?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I did.
Okay,
but that's the
fantastic.
great thing about traveling with Sean Hannity because
Right.
it's not a problem.
He's like, let's get top sirloin. I'm on prime
I
time.
was going to pay for it, but
Right.
he's like, I got this. And
Yeah,
okay.
I got the morning show salary.
very
You got the
generous.
primetime salary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the waiters like to wait on him. He gives 100% tip.
Okay, you've seen that and you've heard that. Inflation is tearing families apart. So the Biden economy is not doing well for a lot of people. So look, if they don't get this thing under control, of course it's going to be a disaster. See you on the next one.